Hi, I'm Emma. I actually grew up here on the Queenshills and I've always been part of the community. I have such fond memories of growing up here. We lived at the top of the hill and I lived here with my mum and my two brothers, and we were just surrounded by the most amazing community. And when I look back, I remember all the fun we had playing out, all the different friends and families we'd meet. I then went to Brodetsky Primary School and my community grew even more. So I was very enriched by all these experiences through Brodetsky and the orchestra and the choir and all these different opportunities. I learned to read and write Hebrew, and then I'd come home and also still be in the community here. When I lived in the Queenshills, and we'd do play scheme in the summer and we'd all just hang out, and I just have the most fond memories of growing up here. I think what's amazing about where we were was that we were just always part of a community. So whether it was school or synagogue or within the Queenshill community, we were very much in this really caring, amazing bubble. I know that the welfare board could offer help here and there, and yeah, I just grew up with the best memories and created the best circle. And I've since met my husband, and I have two little girls, Ruby and Rose, and now they go to Brodetsky, so we've gone full circle, and now I involve them in our community. I've worked at the Zone, I was taught at Brodetsky. I'm definitely that Jewish community girl, and I don't think that would have started had I not had the opportunity to be brought up in the Queenshills and to be part of that. So my mum was really young, and actually she had 3 kids by the time she was 25, and she moved from London to Leeds to be with her father, just to have some more support. He was from Leeds, and we got a place in the Queenshills here. So I grew up here in the Queenshills, and we stayed in that house for years, and we just had such great experiences being there and having so much opportunity. And I don't know what it would have been like if we had been brought up elsewhere. I just don't know, but I know that we were so involved here with everything that was available to us within the Jewish community, and it sort of gave us a foundation for starting off life in a great way. So yeah, we're really fortunate actually. Looking back, it was really significant that it was a Jewish housing association. Actually, that's a massive part of my identity that maybe I don't even think about it. It just is. And living here in the Queenshills and really only knowing other Jewish families that were around me, and then going to the school and going to the synagogue, and it's just been such a huge part of my life. If this would have been, let's say, in another community, I just wouldn't have been brought up the same way. I think my mum would have still done the things. We would have still done Shabbat all the time. We would have still done all the festivals and Seder nights and covered the kitchen with foil and whatever she did. But we would have just done that within our house. But growing up here, all my friends were doing exactly the same thing. All my circle, everyone around me was doing the same thing. So yeah, I guess it does make a difference. So I think it's really important that we keep the opportunity there for families who may need support and the services that you can get when you're living here in the Queenshills. I've spoken about, for me as a child, and the opportunities that I got by living in this community and going to the local Jewish school and being part of a local synagogue and having access to those things. And if you think about the families that may not be able to be here and they live elsewhere in different communities, well, their children aren't going to the local Jewish school, and they're not having experiences of the Zone or even their circle of friends. I think you're influenced and you grow into who you are because of who you surround yourself with. So for me, the fact that my children are at Brodetsky is huge for me. It's really, really important. They're making lifelong friends that they will be surrounded by, and they will be part of the community. So if a family is really wanting and needing a place to live and a place to put their roots in so that they can create the best experience for their children and their children's children, they break that cycle if they can come and they can be here in the Queenshills. And I think that's absolutely significant for them to set their foundations on. I think it's easy to assume sometimes that some services may not be relevant to us. For instance, the Jewish housing, but we just never know in life what can be thrown at you, and to have something so great on our doorstep for our children or our children's friends or whoever it may be in our circle, in our community, if we stick together and we put time and effort and care and money into the right things, then we're setting somebody else up for a great start. I actually think it's amazing how it's been 70 years since the Leeds Jewish Housing Association began, and if you just think of the opportunity that's created for all the families, all the young children, all the elderly members, and what that's given to them, and I know I'm one of those people, it's brilliant to think, well, where else can it go? How big can this be? And I think it's really important as a Jewish member of the community, and for all of us as Jewish members of the community, to invest in the future, to let it go another 70 years and more.